Welcome right back to the Buds podcast. As you see, I'm here by myself. It's a little different atmosphere that we're gonna have today. But basically, all I'm gonna do today is recap the fantasy league championship. I was the commissioner of this league, obviously, so figured I'd take this on as the final video for fantasy football. Then I'm gonna address. I'm gonna not address. No, it's not that serious. I'm gonna talk about some new things that we're gonna be doing here on the channel, along with a possible name change that we're gonna go over, and then some just new things we're gonna try out. Just things that we want to do and that we think will be fun for us in the end. Things that we obviously want to do. So on first, I'm gonna get into the fantasy, and I'm gonna do that before anything else. As you see, I got it right here. I'm gonna start. I think I'm gonna go three, and then I'm gonna do who got third place, and then obviously see who got third place because we drew that from the previous fantasy. But then I'm gonna say who got first, and so on, and I'm last. But I'm only gonna look at that last place game because that's the only other one that really mattered out of the we had three big games here in the last week. So yeah, so right here I beat Quinton for third place. It was kind of a makeshift team I had, honestly. Matthew Stafford got hurt. This was week 16, so we're 2 weeks out from this game. I'm kind of doing this video a little late, but as Stafford got hurt for me, I was carried by really Jeff Wilson and T. Higgins, Travis Kelsey, Quinton. He obviously had some injuries there from Kyler Murray. Guys like Kyler Murray didn't do that well. Chris Carson didn't do that well. He had a lot of guys down there in the single digits. So it really hurt him. I know he did have Keenan Allen get hurt in that game too. So, you can't win everything. Quentin finished fourth place. So therefore I got third place. So I got the $100, really $50 because it's $50 tan. So yeah, I mean Quentin, I beat him. I don't know if it says it here. Beat Quentin 3 times this year, but you know, then we have this Warriors team here. Nick beat Brad 172 to 147. Brad definitely made a comeback in the last game. I think it was Monday night, I do believe. But Nick, Christmas Day, got the Christmas present. He had Alvin Kamara 6 touchdowns, 56 fantasy points, and you really can't. You can't if honestly if you win against Alvin Kamara in fantasy in your week 16, which was most people's championships, you weren't winning. Like you weren't winning. And then he had guys like Tom Brady. If Tom Brady would have played the full game versus the Lions, would have been horrible for Brad. It would Nick probably would have hit 200, but Tom Brady only played 1/2 because he was gloating. But and then we had guys like Darren Waller for Nick, and Brad did have a couple guys go off for him. Like I said, Monday night, Stephon Diggs, 41 points. Russell Wilson didn't have the best game. I think he had a couple. I think he had 1 or 2 interceptions. I would check it, but I don't really want to because it's only this. But Kenyon Drake did decent. Giovanni Bernard had a touchdown or two for him. So Brad definitely put up a fight. Brad finished in second place this year, so that means he got $200. In essence, he got 150, and then Nick got the bag. He got $300, and I think I'm gonna be trying to. With Nick being in Canada, it would be a heavy international shipping. So either somehow, if I see him within the next year, or somehow, depending on how much international shipping is, I'm going to look into it. I either would keep it here with Nick's name on it, somehow get it to him, bypassing international shipping if it's too much. But Nick won it. He won $300, 250, and then he won the championship trophy. And there'll probably be some more incentives into it come draft time next year. Because I think we're keeping this about the same group of guys together. Okay, last place game. Joe completely blew Ben out of the water, 137-86. Ben is your loser this year at 5-8. It wasn't even the worst team in the league, but 5-8. Ben is your loser. He finished. I don't know where he finished sixth in the East, so he was the worst team in the East. So it makes sense that he was in this last place game. Joe had a good team all year, or had a bad team all year up until the playoffs. Playoffs, he just went off for some reason. So, or consolation bracket, or whatever you want to say. But Ben did struggle here. Derrick Henry didn't do anything from AJ Brown, nothing. Tyler, nothing. Robert Tanya, nothing. Like, I don't even think his bench would have been in. Brandon Cooks, and I think who else? Because he started. Yeah, he really only would have had Brandon Cooks, and I don't think Brandon Cooks could have saved him from this. I don't think anybody could have saved him from this. It really would have had to been Brandon Cooks and Jared Cook. So yeah, Ben just straight out lost, and weird, but Ben just straight out lost, and uh, obviously he didn't win anything. He will be doing a forfeit. I think that's coming within the next couple of days from when I'm recording this. So I don't want to leak what it is. I'd rather us just post the forfeit and you guys just see it. So he will. I do believe he also. I'm looking into a trophy for him, a loser's trophy. Something to repeat to remember your suckiness. Um, and yeah, I think that's all for that. I think I am gonna have a consequence for Ben come draft time next year. Something just kind of remind him that he was the worst. So yeah. Other than that, I think we're gonna go a little. I think go solo here and talk about some of the changes on the channel. So we're looking to go to switch to kind of like a 2 to 3. Obviously, we're already at it, but 2 to 3 uploads a week. So it would be me doing A&M with more on Wednesdays, and then we would post. We want to go back to the gaming kind of post some quality gaming content because we're really into gaming. We're really into playing 2K Rec as a group and stuff like that. So we would want to do something like that, hopefully. And then obviously the podcast part would still be there, but it would be more of a podcast. We would just be us like sitting down and just talking, like in our GM today on Twitter, we're going off about like the off season and like is that where Adam Gase is gonna sign. And it would just be something like that where we just sit down, talk about one topic and go for like 30 minutes to an hour. Kind of what we planned this all to be back in April, but we kind of lost sight, I want to say, and kind of like we're on an agenda and more or less not doing what we wanted. And then we got into the gaming and we liked it. We liked doing those. I think we did the Madden forfeit and then we played Rec and surprisingly we won that game. I remember that was our first gaming video and we won it somehow. But yeah, it'd be doing stuff we like. And I know Nick and Joe have talked about expanding on their film room a little bit more, and I'm not going to go into that because I don't know exactly what they want to do with it, so I'm not going to speak for them. But then it would also, with doing all this, it would change the name of the channel a little bit to the Buds. Obviously, that's not a big name change. We're just taking podcast off the end of our name because the podcast would really only be one part of the channel, maybe like once a week or maybe whenever we really just wanted to do something there. So it would just be that. And I don't mind it. I mean, I like it because we are the Buds. It's me, Ben, Mort, Joe, Nick, Brad when he comes around, B Wood. I mean, you can even involve Quentin in there because Quentin's been in a couple of our videos. But really, you got the core six that have been there since the beginning. Me, Ben, Nick, Mort, Joe, and Brad. We all did the 25 days of Budsmas, which I personally liked. May have been a lot for everybody else, but I feel like it kind of showed our dedication to the channel. And I don't know why I'm out of breath, but I am. I don't get out. Don't talk this much. I don't solo this much by myself. But take a drink here. But yeah, it would just be the name change to the Buds, and we would just start doing stuff that we enjoy. Obviously, still sports content. We'd still be doing obviously all the games we would be doing would be sports, unless there's like Among Us. I know they're bringing out a new map back in that game. Call of Duty, I know we all like that. We may play a little prop hunt since they have that in the game now. Just stuff like that. Obviously, we would try to still do like the Madden challenges because we only did one of those, so me and Joe might try to get a rematch there against Ben and Nick. 2K, tried to do some interesting things with 2K Rec because we all enjoyed playing that one time we did, and we all still enjoy playing it. Probably after I'm done recording this, we're gonna go play another game of it. But yeah, it'll just be just the little things to make everything more fun for us. And yeah, just a quick little video about me recapping the season and talking about the future here. So I know this was kind of very weird for me. It's gonna be the first time I've ever done this and probably ever will, unless I mean I don't know. I've always liked trying to do something like this, trying things new. So who knows? Maybe might have to body like a Detroit Lions, Detroit Pistons podcast by myself sometime, just talking about it. But yeah, I think that's all I got for you guys, and guys could like and subscribe again. That'd help us out a lot. We're trying to get to 100. We've been saying that forever, and it's always a joke that we aren't there. But even if we don't get to that many views, even if we don't have that many subscribers, even if the watch time isn't good, even if all that isn't good, I'm just still happy with how the channel's been. And I mean you can kind of say this is a year in recap for me too, because channel it was we like I kind of wasn't really part of the group, or like no, I won't say part of the group. I wasn't really talking to these guys until because I had known them for years of this, but I had kind of just taken a step back from like Discord and wasn't in there a lot. And then went there with the idea when Corona started with the idea of a podcast, and it kind of just took off with it. Didn't really have a plan. Went into the NFL draft, did the mock draft, and it turned into something really good. I would say. I mean, I've enjoyed it the past. What has it been? 8 months, something like that. But it's fun coming up on a year here in April. So I can't wait to see what 2021 brings us. So like I said before, if you guys could like and subscribe, that would help us out a lot. And thank you, and I will see you. I think we're gonna start probably with the new stuff. I would say next week. So get ready to see that stuff next week, and yeah, see you guys next time.